Hello, sunshines. Hello, and welcome. Welcome to your wonderful, beautiful, magical right now moment. I am so excited. I am so excited about this life. I am so excited about my right now moment. I finally moved into this new place that I was talking about in the last video. So I am sharing today and expressing today from this place of new. And I want to talk about how I got here. And the main topic in my life in this last month, which was worthiness. Worthy of new, worthy of change. It's all about trust. It's all about giving myself permission to step into new, to step into change. And I want to talk about how I got here. I saw it's also like a pretty common topic these days. I was on the I Am Series Celebration Zoom call a few days ago with some wonderful ladies, and from their sharings I saw also that the worthiness was a common topic for them as well. And I feel that this is literally, if there is one thing that is going to actually make a change in your life, like the core thing, because the way that I like to do things is I like to go really to the core of it. And also when I'm having sessions with people, when I assist them, I let them talk, I listen to them, and already from the first 5 minutes I like to go to exactly the core of it, not all the details like why did this happen, how did this happen, what is the dynamic of it, but let's go to the core, right, to the core thing that is making everything not flow in a beautiful flow. And I came back to this over and over again, and it's really just worthiness. Giving yourself permission to be worthy, choosing to be worthy, stepping into worthiness. And there's one thing, for example, that was a major thing for me to step into my trust, to step into worthiness. And that one thing was ungrouping. Ungrouping, because first when you are in your normal human life and you know there's something more, you maybe start on this spiritual path. And the thing that you do, you are ungrouping from mass consciousness. Basically, you are releasing all of those structures and belief systems that you have been holding on to, that have been guiding your life, right, from the mass consciousness. And then you go into, let's say, a spiritual community, and you need new belief systems and new ways to think and a new structure. So that's very healthy and very loving to do, to have that sense of community. And you trade those belief systems that you had from being in the mass consciousness, and then you go having those belief systems and patterns and working on the same things with whatever that spiritual community is working on. And at one point a few years ago, I felt that it's no longer serving me to be part of this spiritual community. And I really chose like what's next, what's next. So I felt in that point that I was basically ready to like forget everything that I've learned, because when you are in a group thing, you develop the same language, the same way of speaking. You basically have the same patterns, the same issues. And for example, with the Crimson Circle, the abundance thing was a huge thing, the abundance issues. So when I ungrouped from there, when I gave myself permission, and it was a little bit scary, because I was thinking, like, who am I gonna be without this, right? am I ready to actually follow myself? And of course, I was ready, and it was uncomfortable, but it was such a huge freedom that came. And I realized then how much of my abundance issues were stuck just because I was still, following this community, this spiritual community, and how much of my worthiness was also there. So as I allowed myself to just choose to be worthy and choose to step into new and choose to speak my truth and trust myself, because the thing is, I've always known what I know right now, ever since I was a little kid. And you guys and everybody has had that, right? We are born enlightened, let's say, right? Where there's no overlay of the mental and emotional body, right? When you first come here, you are so open to nature, you're so connected, still so connected to your divinity, that gravity of mass consciousness didn't really get to make you be constricted, right? You trust yourself, you're free, you're enjoying life. You are, as a kid, you are fascinated by everything, right? You don't hold on to grudges and all that, and you trust yourself. And then as life goes on, you pick up on whatever belief systems from other people, you have the traumas that you have, and step by step you just lose your wings. They're just cut off from you, right? And this was also my case ever since I was very young. This has happened to me, and I lost it. I lost my trust for years and my worthiness. And it was always inside of me, somewhere there, and I always wanted to trust myself and to speak my truth, but then I was too afraid. So then when I got into the spiritual community, right, I was so attracted to this Crimson Circle, because they were speaking my truth. There was somebody else out there that was literally saying whatever I was knowing to be true. So there were some good years, where what I basically did, everything in all those years, I learned to actually do trust myself and have the courage to be myself and have the courage to act how I always knew I should be acting. And in my years of spirituality, which have started more than 15 years ago, in the beginning, I know I was listening and reading a lot of Osho, and I just remember one or two things from all the books that I've read from him. And I know that at one point he said, I am giving you all of these techniques and meditations and methods so that you finally get exhausted and let go of everything. And that's when this enlightenment is going to happen. And that's one thing that stuck to me throughout the years, one thing that I still remember, and that is so true. There is so much value in following a spiritual community and making the shift from, the gravity of mass consciousness into a little bit more freedom. But as I see so many people, so many Shambha, right, they're still waiting for the next shout. Even after 25 years of listening to the materials where everything is repeated over and over again, they're still waiting for the next shout, they're still waiting for the next thing, still not trusting, still not listening to yourself, still not knowing your own truth, speaking your own voice and in your own words. Man, I met with some of the Shambha, and I was very curious to see what's what, and I saw the thing, that there's just so much repetition of what the channeler was saying, and that I felt there was no authenticity, there was no embodiment of it, right? Because they were still grouped, they were still part of it, they were still in that thing, with everybody. They didn't have, for me, for example, I know and I feel when somebody is authentic and true, when in the moment when they have their own language, right? If I want to explore something, like all the concepts, like this is all my energy, or there are no other people, or whatever it is, I just go into it myself. I go into silence, I go and I listen, I ask the question. And then throughout the day, or however long I choose to do that for, maybe sometimes weeks, with the same topic, and I allow myself to find out what it means for me, and then I put my own words into it, right? So I embody it truly. It's not just a mental concept that I just speak that becomes also so heavy, and it just becomes mental, you know. And I've been seeing so many people being stuck in all of this, and people that are, you know, very involved there and part of the team. And I even received a question like, why are you doing all of your consciousness work? Do you really even think it matters what you're doing? Or all of these posts that everybody's making? Do you think, why do you want to change the world? Why do you want to do this? And feeling behind the words, you know, I just wanted to tell this person, like, dude, you need to ungroup. You need to get out of there, to be able to finally hear your own truth and trust it and acknowledge it. And it's super scary to do that, right? It's super scary, and it's super comfortable to be part of a community like that, where you're repeating the same things and you're feeling safe in a way, but there's no true freedom in that. So this worthiness thing, this unveiling the worthiness, unveiling your worthiness, and this thing, I feel ungrouping is a very important thing, and being courageous and brave enough to literally take what you needed to take from whatever teachings you've been following, and then move on. And I'm not saying like never engage with those people or those materials again, but when you ungroup, you are actually stepping into your sovereignty, and you are becoming your own guru, you know. And these are like the two subjects that I wanted to make my two classes about: be your own guru and unveiling worthiness, which are basically one and the same thing. And there is so much joy, there is actually so much freedom in doing that, in finding your own truth, speaking your truth, expressing yourself as who you are, finding a new language for whatever it is that you are feeling and experiencing, and actually just trusting yourself, you know. And I've been going through a lot of stuff in my life in the last few months, ever since I'm here in Bali. Some relationship things which were very intense, and also assisting other people. I saw again that the main thing, like the core thing, like I said, that you need to address is worthiness. It's truly worthiness. And this is why I'm going to start in October, this first class that I'm doing, this online class, Unveiling Worthiness is going to be. And this becoming your own guru is actually included in here, so it's not going to be two classes anymore for now. I'm just going to focus all on this one online class. And for those that are ready, right? For those that feel that they are ready, for those that are willing to go through no matter what, and for those that are ready to be honest, really honest, brutally honest, to be transparent, to become so transparent and so vulnerable that you feel everything, that you receive everything, that you embrace everything. So it's going to be an 8-week program. We're gonna have 8 Zoom calls, 1 call per week. We're going to really address this worthiness thing, right? It doesn't have to be necessarily a certain structure, because as you choose to do this. Everything that you personally need to look at is going to come up to the surface. So we will be addressing that. Of course, I want to go into, I've had it written here, that's why I'm looking down. I want to talk about what energy is and what consciousness is, which is like, again, a huge thing to understand how this reality works and how things function. So I want to go a lot into that, what energy is, what consciousness is on a deep level, not just mental, but experiential, experimenting that. I'm going to be teaching how I learned to do my self-inquiry. Some years ago, when I chose to leave everything behind, to leave all my life behind, and to really become serious about knowing who I am, I was assisted by my ex-partner. And at one point, I was telling him, like, you are not assisting me well. You are not giving me the answer that I need. Just repeating the same thing over and over again, the same concept. I'm like, dude, it's not working. I don't like it. And that was such a huge gift, because that's the moment when I was forced to actually go within and find my own answers. And I'm going to teach how I did that through the spoken word. I use a lot my voice. I speak a lot. I also write a lot, but my biggest changes happen when I talk and as I talk. As I allow everything to come to wisdom in the moment. So I'm going to be teaching that, right? The self-inquiry, how to ask the right questions. We're going to talk about, the pillars of actually unveiling worthiness. How do you do that? And we're gonna have a private page on my website where I'm going to post all of the materials, one call per week, and additional materials based on what we do there. The call is going to be discussions. It's going to be limited to 3 to maximum 4 people per call, because I really want to do very personal interaction with each person there and assist them for a long time, not for just a few minutes, but to give everybody the time to speak and to get to the bottom of it, to get to the clarity of it. And after that is going to be an integration session, so discussion, and after the discussion is going to be the integration with music, the sort of conscious breathing guided thing, meditation. And there's going to be like homework, things to look at, exercises to do, exercises that are going to help you to actually, again, develop your own language, right? Develop your trust. Just not develop, you don't even develop it, you just step into it. I like to do things like quantumly. I don't like to do things on a long term. I always say that I only want to work with exhausted people. Because exhausted people, they're willing to do anything. They're willing to do anything and everything. When you're exhausted, you don't listen to the mind anymore. You don't care about so many stuff, and you're just gonna fucking do it, right? And, to make a change and to step into worthiness is not even spiritual. All this thing is not even spiritual. If you think about a person that has been an alcoholic for 50 years, or they were in the same pattern for 50 years or more, and then they change their lives, what do they actually do? They are finally sick and tired of their own story, and they choose to do something else. They choose to step into new. And they're not spiritual people. Spirituality helps you understand some stuff if you're into past lifetimes, and if you can feel into that and accept that and acknowledge that, that's amazing, of course. And whatever else spirituality is about. But it can be so simple, it can be so simple. So the topics are going to unfold as we choose to do this. You will be having me every step of the way for 8 weeks. It's going to be very intense. That's why I want to do 1 call per month, so everything is going to come up to the surface. Like I said, limited to 3, maximum 4 people per call. We will probably also have a private Facebook group probably for people to share whatever they're going through. And yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very excited about this. I'm very excited to be doing this. I'm gonna post a web page. I made a page on my website where you can read again all about what this course is about and all the other details. And if you have any other questions, you can email me. And I'm very excited about this. I'm very excited to teach everything that I know. I'm very excited to assist anyone that is ready for a quantum change, because I know that that is my style. That is the way I do things. I don't know how to do something 15% or 20%. When I go into something, I go all in. And when I go all in, then it alchemizes so fast. It alchemizes so fast. You can get out of it so fast, right? When do you want it? Do you want it now? Do you want it in 5 years? No, I just want to work with people that are ready to do it right now. Right now. It's probably going to be highly uncomfortable because I've been having many quantum leaps into worthiness and into abundance. One of the biggest changes in my life as I stepped into the next level of abundance and the money abundance, right? Which everybody's searching for, right? It happened as I chose to be worthy and as I chose to trust myself and speak my truth no matter what. And it's an internal thing. It's something deep within, right? It's not a 5-step program. It's honesty. When you're honest with yourself, right? And you do that, that's when it actually happens. Everything is going to be destructuring around you, all the old patterns that were keeping you there. And it happens in layers. It's one layer and then another layer and then another layer, right? It's never ending. Like it was the name of the last program that I did with Sarah and Kutumi, the unraveling realization, exploring the infinite mystery of the I am that I am. It's an infinite, right? You can always embody more light. You can always embody more trust. And this is what I want for me and for everybody that is around me. I want people to trust themselves. I want everybody to trust themselves. I want everybody to walk this earth in total and complete trust and total and complete worthiness. And they're linked, right? Being in trust, you can trust yourself when you feel you are worthy. And when you are worthy, you can trust yourself. I envision and I crave for this world. This is my dream, Elea's dream, which has been also the rebranding of my business, of everything that I'm doing here. I will talk more about what Elea is, what the name means, and what Elea's dream is in a different video, but it's basically just envisioning a world where everyone remembers and acknowledges, right? Acknowledgement is a key word. Acknowledging your creative nature, acknowledging your creator nature, right? And in that way, you can bring your heaven on your earth. You can bring your divinity and your humanity together. You can bring energy and consciousness together. And then you actually step into new, right? Worthy of new, worthy of change. So I'm living this. I've been living it. I've been embodying it, and I want to teach it. So there's that. I think that's it. Oh, also, In this class, whoever signs up for this class is also going to have access to my 10-day class, Embrace Your Darkness, which is very, very, very transformative again. There's 10 sessions over there. 3 of them are free on my YouTube channel. And then the next ones, the first 3 of them are the ones that are starting to move the energy. And then in the other sessions, I'm addressing whatever comes up. So you also have access to that course. And yeah, thank you for being here. I think this has been a long enough message. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. If you have been inspired or touched by this message, send me a note. I would love to hear about it. If you want to sign up for the class, send me an email. We'll be starting October 3rd on a Thursday for 8 weeks. Every call is going to be on a Thursday. And yeah, we're going to get to the bottom of this. We're going to just do these quantum leaps. If and when you are worthy of new and worthy of change. All right, you guys, with that, thank you for being here, and I will see you with the next video. Bye.